Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Steve Hampson. I'm the Director of Aftermarket Solutions here at Cognitus. Today, I'm here to talk about the Repair Planner Workbench, which is a key part of the broader Cognitus Aftermarket Solution that we've built in S4 that's already cloud and mobile enabled. And the focus of the Planner Workbench is to really allows that individual to process the initial inspection of that repair, understand what disposition of that is going to be, whether it's to send it out for repair or repair it in-house, maybe even scrap it and replace it, upmod it, or whatever. Potentially quote that item back to the customer if they need additional funding to get started on the work, and then set up the initial task lists and other operations in order to complete that repair event. So briefly, let's talk about a little bit about, from an overview perspective, where the Repair Planner Workbench fits in. If you think about what our vision is across the Cognitus aftermarket solution, it's really around total asset visibility and finding ways to unlock that value, through using a more optimized solution set to manage the asset as it goes through its life cycle. So if you think about some of the problems that we typically see in total asset visibility environment for aftermarket, there's inventory challenges, there's forecasting challenges. Some cases, the master data is not particularly mature, and we want to make sure that we identify those challenges up front and address them before the item gets processed into the repair process very far. Because sometimes in SAP that leads to having to back things out and start over, and we really want to minimize that. So we want to focus on some of these challenges that are important to the aftermarket business. Also, integrating with the Industry 4.0 tools to kind of get an idea what the temporal and operating parameters are for these assets, which could also feed back into the maintenance execution process as well as the product lifecycle process for the next iterations of the product. And just understanding the overall complexity of these new items, whether it's a weapon system or a high-level value capital asset, and making sure that we can capture each part of the life cycle and each activity that takes place as much as possible, so we can share that across all the different constituencies, not just the owner operators, but also their maintainers, OEMs, maybe even the second or third tier suppliers and such. So everybody has a complete picture of what's going on, and they can kind of use that to focus on optimizing that value of that high value asset. So to that end, where does the Repair Planner Workbench fit in? As we look at our broader solution map across the Cognitus aftermarket solution set, this is really the maintenance execution line. And we've talked specifically about the Induction Workbench already, but the Repair Planner Workbench, as I mentioned earlier, is really about, I have the item, I'm inducting into my shop floor. Now, what do I do next with regards to inspecting it and then dispositioning it, and then processing that disposition on the way out, which could be including handing off to the shop floor. Now, we purposely have not taken on a shop floor MES solution set yet, because at the end of the day, a lot of our customers we expect will have one of those already. SAP already has a couple of different MESs that they're really working hard on developing for the aftermarket business as well in S4. So we kind of want to leverage the SAP solution set, or maybe something that customers have already, then try to force an MES on somebody, because at the end of the day, that's where the large part of the change management is going to be in this migration to S4 and to maybe potentially the Cognitus aftermarket solution. So if we can take a big chunk of that out, where maybe 70 or 80% of the users in your aftermarket business are using a existing shop floor solution, and we just enable that with the objects that we've created, I think that's a better fit for everybody else and gives you more options going forward to help not only to choose the right change that you want to make, but implement that change. So what's in the Repair Planner Workbench? As we look at the Repair Planner Workbench, it's really focused around the key transactions, as I mentioned, to move that asset from initial induction phase over to the shop floor for actual repair execution. And one of the things that we think is really valuable from a transaction efficiency perspective is this kind of transaction tree that we've created. That's a key part of that repair planner process. You can see that each of these items have been enabled already because they're green. The ones that are in gray are ones that have not been executed yet, so there's no object number here. And in this case, for the outbound warranty, actually, there is There is an outbound warranty, but there's not a master warranty number associated with it. So it's something that's been assigned manually, probably a date range and such. So you can see that this item is under warranty, but you can't necessarily see the criteria underneath it because that's the way it's displayed in the system. But from here, you can launch each of these transactions selectively. But the nice thing is that these things you can launch in any sequence. Plus, we're developing pop-ups so that you can create some of these work scopes and record results, if you will, if you're recording results here and not in your MES, from a confirmation perspective, and all the things in a confirmation, like also updating a notification, recording measurement documents, maybe even some inspection results on the quality side. They're all pieces that are woven into this record results transaction. In the actual system itself, we have the screen. It's a little bit larger over here on the live system, which you have the ability to adjust that up or down, whatever you like. But we can then launch these transactions from here. So you want to actually take a look at the equipment associated with this repair. You just click on it, and now I'm looking at in the equipment itself. I can see what that warranty is. There's your date range. It happens to be a 2-year date range. I can see in my customer data, there's my part serial. This has actually been returned, so it's no longer in a customer status. It's in our stock, so it's sales order stock and such. But typical things you'd see in equipment, and this is the standard equipment screen. And a lot of the capabilities that we've leveraged in the Cognitus system is really facilitating existing SAP functions rather than trying to create a lot of new stuff. So another reason that if you have things that are customized from a previous R3 environment that you want to bring over, we can leverage them here just as easily as we can some of the S4 objects, or we can create new unique things for you, which is kind of fun. I think one of the things I'm really going to like about this is this piece here where we're revealing our review available work instructions. That transaction currently has the ability to bring up all task lists associated with this part serial combination or for that part number specifically. But also, what we're able to do is link to, say, you have a PLM system or some kind of work instruction library that you want to leverage based on a part number or based on a customer or a contract. It's going to be configurable that you'll be able to go pick and choose from one or multiple lists of places where work instructions might be and pull those into the work order itself. And here actually is the work order. You have your operations, and you have the typical way that you bring in task lists by going to the up here and pulling down in a task list and such. That's standard way, but we're also going to enable ways to find them in other in the PLM system or other things outside of SAP to kind of bring together a holistic picture for that repair planner to be able to put together what they want to do for this repair event. And then this will be the final work order that you pass over. Now, there's also potentially that you might want to create a new service order as a part of this, whether it's a follow-on order, which is functionality that's been available in SAP for 10 years, but we actually got it to work nicely with this Repair Planner Workbench. Where you might have multiple orders here for a lower level assemblies that are removed from a higher level assembly, which also kind of precludes which also kind of doesn't force you into a project system model. If I need to tear things off of a higher level assembly, I can use the follow-on order functionality, which creates the same Gantt chart you get in project systems without all the onerous other pieces of it. So depending on if you have like an LRU, for example, that has a few sub-assemblies that pull off of it, I don't have to create a large project to be able to get it to trace the sub-assemblies that come off and go back, and then it can be open or closed loop, just like a project is. But all that's core functionality in S4 that we're leveraging, not new things that we're enhancing and kind of customizing to fit in a aftermarket solution. These are all enabling standard SAP. So we can also requote this item if you need to, for any over and above that comes up from the repair planner process. And we also have the bottom here some more details around the actual maintenance event itself and what's the notification that it came from, which we can double click on this, which will launch the notification. Here's the statuses, the user status and the in the work order. We also have the damage codes and cause codes from the notification, which you might have put in based on the inspection. You may have initial inputs from that might have come over from the customer, but during the inspection, you're going to update these codes. Actually, in the next release, we're actually giving you the ability to put in multiple codes. You can also see the warranty here, that there is a vendor warranty on this as well. And if you double click on it, it'll go into the equipment record and show you that piece as well. So a lot of the goal for this transaction is to kind of be one-stop shopping for that repair planner as they process and disposition maintenance items that come in, whether it's a individual component or a higher level assembly. How do I understand which pieces I want to repair, which pieces that I don't? Somebody's going to do that inspection, but they can record the results here, plan the work activity between these transactions over here, and then pass that service order off to maintenance execution for the technicians on the floor to complete the work activity that's planned and report out on it. Thank you very much for your time and interest. That was a Repair Planner Workbench, and we're happy to set up a demo of that individual functionality or everything that we have in our broader Cognitus aftermarket solution. Thank you again, and have a good day. Bye now.